Ready to get started? Okay, I'd like to call to order today, the workshop for today is September the 10th, 2014, and the time is 5:30. Roll call, Mr. Gallegos,
Present.
Mr. Gonzalez,
Present.
Ms. Diane.
Present.
Let the roll show that the mayor is absent, and we do have a quorum. Okay, we're just more or less discussing things. Cleanup is October the 11th. And I think you guys were involved, everybody was involved in the last one, so we know that we bring
Something.
donuts, okay.
Something.
Something, water, donuts, whatever, it's your choice to bring for the cleanup. Fiesta is October the 18th. Does anyone have any suggestions that we can do besides the chili cook-off? The pumpkin patch is the big thing. The chili cook-off, carrot cake.
We had that car show that Mr.
We're going to do the
Knox
car
is
show.
going to do, the car show.
Okay, the carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
I noticed that Grants is doing one on the 11th, and it's similar to what we're going to be doing.
I know.
So,
Yeah, it looks like that Grants is a collaboration between the Chamber and Main Street, and they're wanting to do a fall fiesta, much as the fall fiestas they did in the past, where there's chili contests, and I think there's even going to be wine tasting.
Similar to the Albuquerque one, didn't it?
Yeah,
Similar to the Albuquerque
it looks like they're tossing out quite a net.
oh, okay.
And then the other thing that they're doing is they are saying that tables or for vendors, there is no charge. So, and also for artists,
No charge?
no charge. So, if you're a vendor or an artist and you want to set up a booth, then you just need to let them know ahead of time. So it looks like it's going to be rather large.
Something big.
Something big.
Okay.
And ours will be big too.
Yeah.
And we'll have the vendors, I know I've already got two that have said they're coming. We'll have vendors, and we always do the booths are free, the space is free, so that's a good thing. We want it to go all day because Loomis will be burned at what time? When it gets dark, right?
Just they
About
burn at
7:30.
dusk,
Yeah.
and
About 7:30.
I'm thinking that, maybe we should make, I don't know how to get it out to the people that are there, let's go back to the thing where we put our wishes or our dreams or whatever, in
Or a
a
piece of
big
paper.
piece of paper and have it ready for the people to sign up, to sign and put in there before we do the burning. We did that a couple of years
that
ago.
can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can work with Parks and Rec on that, and I think years ago the idea was as the effigy burned and was granted, Loomis was granted a wish, and that is to leave the boundaries of El Malpais for a night. Then those individuals that have dreams or aspirations can write those down on a piece of paper, and they're burned with the effigy. And so it's a matter of, my dream is, or my aspirations
Right.
are to become a school teacher, or to do this, or to do that. And so then you can write that on a piece of paper. And so I can work with Parks and Rec on that. I'm also thinking that, it's very experimental, but you can take sky lanterns and attach a string to a sky lantern so it just doesn't fly away. And you can do something really nice because you can light up the whole area with sky lanterns. And I don't know if you're familiar with sky lanterns, you've probably seen them like on television ads where there is like a candle and a bag. It's kind of like a, I like to think of it as a floating luminaria, because as the heat, as it heats up, it fills the bag and then it floats off. And so you see a lot of those in various celebrations. But I think in our case, because of fire danger, we would probably want to attach like a string to it so that it burns out there without just flying over the village and the slight possibility that something might burn. And so anyway, I'm going to play with the idea of
Okay.
maybe having sky lanterns there. That would be something a little different.
You would.
But
You can either order them or make them.
can you make them? Really? Have you done that before?
Laura Bessie actually helped me make one before.
Right.
A long time ago.
I can order them. They're not very expensive, really.
They come in certain
Yeah.
different packs, so.
The thing I want to do that would be different is rather than just letting the sky lantern float off, because what happens as the candle burns, then eventually it's nothing but the wax, and then it goes out by itself and falls to earth. But I think it would be safer if we had something attached to it so that it just doesn't blow off somewhere. But I will experiment with it and play with that whole idea. Because everything with the burning in the past, and I think I've only missed one of the burnings, is that the burnings are all about presentation. And there really needs to be, it should be more than just a burning, it should be more than just a bonfire.
And yeah, and
That's all it is.
I had a suggestion that I think a lot of people don't know where this originated and haven't heard the story.
Yeah.
They go to watch it burn, but they haven't heard the story.
But everybody makes a different story of it though.
I know, but
Make the
Robert
real
has
story would be
his
good.
book out, and
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Well, there's a story, but
interesting.
there's
Yeah.
also a New Mexico tradition of the burning of effigies during harvest time. Because, it just burns Zozobra, and then in Albuquerque at the end of October, they burn Kukui.
Festivals.
And so, yeah, those are all fiesta type burnings, and so it's kind of nice that we have a harvest burning also. But I have no problem, putting together a fact sheet or information. And usually the Beacon is pretty good about kind of mentioning, or at least putting an outline of the Loomis myth. So we can work on that.
So we could get that out when we do the publicity for the
Yeah,
fiesta and
to me, it's along with the burning, and I mentioned presentation, and presentation usually involves music, whether it's Amigos West or mariachi music or dancing. There should be something more than just all of a sudden you just burn it and go home. And so, anyway, that's.
And it's my understanding this year that we're gonna have the pumpkin patch at Kearns, so it'll all be right there rather than
If
like
the
last
grass
year.
if the grass isn't ready by then, which I don't think it will be, but she said, last night that if the grass isn't ready out there, then we'll bring it back to Maribel Park.
Oh, we will.
Yeah. If it's not ready at Kearns, so if we don't have grass out there, then we'll move it back to Maribel Park.
Okay.
So there's a possibility it might be moved still.
And I haven't been
I mean,
out
they'll
there,
still
so-
burn, Lunas out there,
Right,
but
right.
the festival will be,
Well, I'm hoping we can do it all out there.
all
I just
together.
think it would,
It's
if we
easier.
did it all together, it would be better, so. But we'll have to see how Marcel feels about that, or how Bill thinks the grass is, and, cause that's a nice place out there to have a car show too.
Yeah, it has a good area.
So, I'll just work on coming up with ideas for the fiesta, bringing in more ideas, you know, that making it for a full day will be better.
Yeah, it's just around the corner now.
Yeah, it is. Are we planning on having a cakewalk?
I'm not sure, I'll be in training that week,
Oh,
so I'm
will
not
you?
sure if I'm gonna be back on time to help with the, I told Marcella last night, she was like, what?
Oh, okay.
Cause I mean,
The cakewalk did really well.
it does do really well.
It does really well.
If there's not a cakewalk, then we'll for sure, maybe someone will run games. Hopefully I'll be back to do either or.
Mhm. Or maybe if you're not back, you can let some of us know how you ran it, and one of us could take over and do the cakewalk, if you're not here.
Okay.
So, because I do know that was a
Mhm.
big thing
It's
last
easy.
year. It was a big thing, and
Okay.
people kept walking, so. So, I guess just any of us, if we can come up with any ideas and, bring it to Marcella and let her know. If anybody knows, you know, if you have people that, interested in doing the cook-off, the chili cook-off, or, let's see, was the salsa, green and red and salsa, right?
Mhm.
So we can make it a big thing too. Any suggestions?
And you're gonna need judges for the,
Yeah, yeah.
But try to get judges that don't work for the village.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah.
Last year Artie had to step in, but because the other one didn't show up. But they usually do.
But get them from Milan. So Milan people will feel more, I think. They'll feel more like they're, anticipate, that they can anticipate instead of getting somebody from France.
So,
Hi.
ooh, you guys are back. Nice, just barely, huh? Nice. Long day.
Long day.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Long day.
Sheesh, it's a long trip.
Yeah, quite a ways.
Mhm.
A lot of meeting too.
Was it?
Yeah.
We were just discussing the fiesta, suggestions for the fiesta, is what we've been talking about. Anybody has any suggestions, to make it a bigger success? Last year was really good, we did really well, so, hopefully more. And then we should be thinking about judges then, but
I think we should.
for the tasting. Roseanne, you wanted to,
Yes, there is an event on Saturday at the county complex, and Main Street is hosting an indoor yard sale as part of the
Oh, yeah.
recycling
Mhm.
effort. And so we wanted to invite all of you to come and participate. Recycle Seaville will have a table there, we'll be providing information. But also eCycle, which is the business that collects all the electronic waste, he will come and collect for free, anything with wires. But he won't be at the county complex, he'll be at the recycle bins downtown by the city hall building. If people wanna bring cell phones, monitors, any laptops, anything they just wanna get rid of that has wiring.
Now, those tables are $10.15, that's what I heard. That's what I
Yes,
paid for
right,
somebody
but
else.
if
10
it's
and
for a
15.
nonprofit, then
Mhm.
there's no charge.
Mhm.
So there will be some organizations there just providing information, and Recycle will be one of them. But we just wanted to encourage people to come, especially if they had electronic waste, because
Yeah.
I know you were just talking about your Great American Cleanup Day in a couple of weeks too.
we discussed the cleanup, and we discussed the fiesta, the fiesta.
Oh, the fiesta.
Mhm.
The books are going and coming,
Are they?
and I've had people bring me more. and asked me could they bring more. It seems to be working. We have the cleanup, we have the pumpkins. We have we have homework by the end of the month for these mediation things, and then in October, there's 2 days, I think, in Las Cruces that we need to. But just so that you know, I think we did very well today.
Yeah, Milan kinda stood out.
Yeah.
Oh,
over
good.
the-
And we have work to do, but
Mhm.
we did.
Yeah.
On the agenda, we will have the NGL plat. And we will have Bakers, just to be sure, because we weren't sure. And you might know this, after they approve it at P and Z, does it always come to the board?
Mhm.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I asked
Yeah.
you.
Well, I've never said.
Mhm.
And Bruce said yes, so we might wanna look at them all and just bring them.
Mhm.
It's like the water, now we
Yeah.
know, let's bring them.
Okay.
So we'll bring those two for sure.
Also that hearing on the 16th.
Oh, yeah. Are we ready for all three, or are we gonna?
Yeah.
Okay. We have, you need to remember the hearing that we have for the 3 residences, starts at 5:30. I think we allowed an hour apiece if it takes that long.
And we'll do all three.
Yes, and it doesn't appear to me that any have been really mitigated to satisfaction.
One of them, we decided that made quite a bit of improvement, but it'll still come before us to,
And he still has to finish it.
yeah.
The other one we may not have to hear is, one of the properties has a sale pending, and the new owner has already come and talked to me and said he gave them until the 15th to be out and cleaned up, and if they're not, he asked me for an additional 30 days to do it.
Which one is that?
McDonald.
No.
So, and I told him I didn't think that would be.
And that was the
a
worst
problem.
one? I thought.
Oh, okay.
So
Maybe
he held back from payment, I guess, some money, and told him if they're not out by then, he keeps that money, and then he asked if we could allow him the additional 30 to clean. But, and they may do it, you know, you never know.
And we could do that as long as we could see that he was working on it.
And he will,
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mhm.
he will.
That's good.
Yeah, it'd be better if they clean it up anyway, you know.
Yeah.
We really don't wanna do it, but we might have to.
Mhm.
What we did discuss, Bruce was in last week, I think Jerry, Yvette, myself, and Bruce, that we have about 3 or 4 other properties, and we're just gonna go ahead and proceed with them. Because we keep working on little things and it's not working.
Mhm.
So let's just address the ones that are very visible right away. So we'll be coming back.
Yeah. And I think that's great that we start moving on some of it, because I know with just the warnings, people don't take it seriously, you know? So everything worked out with NGL is all.
Well, no, you have the plat for the other little
Yeah,
piece
but
they
they
needed.
signed off.
Yeah, they signed, I have a check
Yeah, they already paid it, so.
in my hands.
You
So-
probably all would like to touch that check, no?
Oh.
That's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah. That's great. Bobby had suggested something, and I like that idea about the sky lanterns at the burning.
About the what?
Sky lanterns at the burning of the.
Have you ever seen a sky lantern?
Or if I have, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a, I don't know, for lack back of a, it's like a floating luminaria. You know, they are basically like a small
Air balloon, maybe?
balloon, yeah, like a balloon.
Like a small.
You know, and they have a candle part of it, and you light the candle, and the hot air causes it to rise, and it glows. Except my suggestion was that we would tie it down. So typically what you do with a sky lantern is you light it, it floats off, they release 10, 20, whatever, it's quite spectacular, and they float off. The candle burns down, turns into wax, the fire is out, it falls to earth. They use them at wedding ceremonies, different things like this. However, we don't want to burn down the village, you know, and so I would suggest that if we do a sky lantern, oh, did you find one?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, so there it is. And so, but you know, I was thinking you could tie a string to it so that your sky lantern goes up 30, 40 feet and doesn't leave the area where we're doing the burning. Because it just adds to the special effects, you know, because all of a sudden you have these lanterns, and it's, visually it would be very nice. It would lead to the drama of the burning, and, but anyway, we talked about, the burning is all about presentation, music. To me, it shouldn't just, you just burn it and you walk off. It should be more, whether it's mariachi music or rock music or something. And Mrs. Brumbelow said that she wanted to see the dream messages come back, where people are actually writing down their aspirations.
And they still do that, some of them, they
You
don't
know.
stick it in themselves.
Yeah, and so it's real easy to do because you just make up like a little slip of paper. My dream is to, and you write it down and put it in the sack. But I think that what I'm thinking this year, and of course it's up to Parks and Recreation, because in the past when we gave it to Parks and Recreation, Parks has kind of done their own thing. But I would suggest that we do a little bit more, a little collaboration, and maybe do this sky lantern. Would be very nice. I think it would be very pretty.
You're in charge.
Not in charge. I don't want to be in charge.
Well, we don't know what to do, and they don't have,
I want to do books.
I'm doing books too.
I can help them out. I can help them out, and last December I played with sky lanterns a little bit when there was snow on the ground, and I wasn't afraid of burning something, and they're very beautiful. It's just, she said she made one, and that Yvette made one, and did it look real nice when they
Yeah,
come up.
it came out real cool.
Yeah, they just light up. They're just really solid.
You just gotta be careful, you know, when
What
you're
do you
trying to
make
let it go, though.
They're made out of paper. They're like a paper sack with you know, like strings. It's like a paper air balloon.
Kind of like a kite, only balloon.
Yeah, it's like a balloon. It's like a hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon.
It's like a hot air balloon, but it's made of paper. And when the candle is lit, well, there's warm air, and it rises, and it takes off, and it floats
What
away.
kind of paper?
Well, it's just paper. I mean, I will order some. And, well, just out of my own pocket, you
No,
know,
no,
and
what
show you.
kind of paper?
I'm not sure what kind of paper it is. I bought some, and,
It's not regular paper.
no.
No.
And it's not paper that's gonna burn. No, it's not gonna catch on fire, but it's gonna float up.
Okay.
They even
And-
sell them in colors.
Yeah, some come in colors, but anyway, even way before we do this, you know, I will demonstrate.
It's already here, so we need to do it.
Yeah, what we'll do is, we will attach string to it, so it doesn't take off. So we have some control over it. Make Felix hold his strings. Help out.
No, he'll be like that commercial
Well, actually, you know.
where the lady's checking her insurance rates, and first he gets one bird and then another, and he says, hey, they like me. And after all the birds are
Yeah,
there,
they
one
take
picks
him.
him up and
Yeah.
takes him with all the birds.
Actually, you could tie these to the effigy. You know, because they only burn, how long do they burn? They burn for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then the candle, yeah, that's just a small candle, turns into
Like a little
wax.
Yeah,
and
I've
they
seen the
fall.
little ones, but like the floating ones, kind of.
Yeah, except these go up.
Hmm.
That would be neat.
Well, I think it would too, but we can't wait till closer to, you just have to tell me what I have to look for.
Yeah, I'll work on it, I'll work on that, I'll work on green messages.
Anything else?
Up there.
We didn't have an agenda, so we just made up the,
And I don't know if Teresa left one, and if she did, it doesn't have more than we talked about, it just has your basic resolutions, and that's what we'll be looking at. But we will have on the 18th, the award of, Milan Uranium. And they're ready to start that the following Monday on the 22nd. Contractor's ready for that. Jack has asked for a couple of them to give him bids on those side streets we're doing. But before he finishes that, I'm gonna have to ask and find out. We don't need an engineer because there's more than one project, but I don't think he can just do that. I think we have to bid it officially, and I have to find that out, depending on the price. But we're getting a good idea of how many we can do is what it is with what we have.
I wanna bring up something. I don't think the spraying of mosquitoes is working.
We
There's just so
can,
many of them.
well, we can. I read the article a couple of weeks ago where the city, on top of the contract that we all do together, contracts this man to come and spray their parks. I think they said something like 60,000.
But that won't do any good till next year.
No, he sprays them now, and the most, like, now when they have the music thing on Saturdays, they're spraying, and they said it has improved greatly.
It has.
So, but I don't know, I have not, I spoke with him prior to and asked him, because I've seen him spraying, and he said, I am, and yes, and no, and I've never asked him what we would pay and where do we want sprayed, just the parks?
That arroyo, oh gosh, that's
But
horrible.
the arroyo's endless.
I know.
You can spray all you want, and the arroyo's always gonna be that way, because it
That's
irritates
where all of
water.
they're coming from, I think. For a lot of them
How,
come
how
from.
often do they spray? I haven't heard them or seen them, I know you don't hear them now,
Early
but I
in the morning.
haven't seen them or anything.
I've heard them
How
about,
often do they spray?
I wanna say he comes once a week at least, if not twice.
about 4 o'clock in the morning.
But I
That's
can
when I
call
heard
him,
'em. I don't know whether they're doing it or not, but.
I can call him, get all that information, specifics, and then ask him if we wanted to do something else, what could we work out? And then we decide based on cost, where we want it. Okay, and I think they said something about the schools do the same or
Okay.
should be.
I wish they would.
Well, I wish they would too, but I can't spray for them.
I
I
know.
can barely spray for me.
I know. They're carrying the kids off.
They're bad. But I will, I'll call and see. I did read that the city did that, probably because it was not their heart, especially this year, to be controlled.
And someone had asked me, and I said, because they said, well, we don't smell it, you know, like.
It's
and
green.
I said, no, it's
Yeah.
green. I said, that's
Yeah.
that's why you don't smell it.
And
They
I
said,
don't know,
"That's
is
why
it
it's
as
not killing."
effective? I can't tell you
Yeah,
that. But you have these people standing out there with their meters,
I know.
so you can't do that.
And that's why we had to go green.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Okay.
anything that I've used green, I can't tell you that it's that effective. It's not as
Exactly.
effective as the others, so,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my personal opinion,
Mhm.
but I will contact you.
Did we get a photo of the mayor putting a book into the
He
little
hasn't put-
library.
He hasn't put one yet, I still have it. Would you like to go put a book in, and I will let him take it?
Don't you think you should do
No,
that?
no, I think the honor should go.
He thought the mayor
To the
should
mayor.
have the honor, so we bought the book,
Okay.
and we also have one children's book that I thought was good. But there's other books that have come and gone, so when we leave, maybe we can take a picture of them.
I noticed the books are in it. Today's the first time I walked out and looked in there.
I filled it this morning.
Did you?
I
Or
put some in,
Mm.
I put some in this week too.
Well, I have a bag to bring down and put
I
in,
had-
so.
I had somebody bring me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I had a gentleman come. I can't remember his name, and I know he's here in Milan, cause I've seen him, and he said he has books and books and books.
Oh, yeah.
Could he bring me? I said yes.
Someone out there's reading books.
Yeah, they're out, they're going because Yvonne brought, or Mary, what's her name? Transit, Yvonne?
Yvonne, yeah.
She brought me 3 bags full, and she said she wasn't done, she was
Yeah.
at her mom's or sister's in Albuquerque. And there was on one shelf maybe that much left, and I filled it with hers.
That's a good thing.
That
It's,
is. It is,
yeah,
It really looks neat.
it does.
it does.
So when Val
It
gets a
is.
chance, we could do with another one,
Mhm.
but he's busy right now.
You pretend like you're a colossal man.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was a neat idea.
It's not anything unique. There's other communities that have done it, like I think the one I saw was, it was Carousel, so.
That's the one I saw.
I saw that one.
And, you know, so
Mhm.
it's a good thing for the citizens.
So do we bring them in, do we bring the books into you and then you put them in?
Well, if you see that it's empty, you can put them in. I'm putting them because people don't know that, and I don't mind, because I'm here.
I guess if we have something in the newspaper, if you mention that we have a drop off here, I guess, would that be all right? They drop them off right at the front here, out the window, and.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if some people feel
Everybody's talking
compelled,
about it though.
are they?
I've heard quite a bit about
I'll
it.
be darned, because I mean, someone pulled up and started loading books in there, last week, or the week before. As soon as it was there, somebody drove up, I was on my bike, you know, around here.
Mhm.
I said, what are they doing, what are they doing? And they started putting books
They're
in.
putting books in.
Yeah.
We need to get a picture in the paper. So,
We need the mayor.
Just let me know when.
She's ready to take your photo tonight.
6:15. Do you have any other discussions, anything for
The median, did you see the finished median?
I did.
And
What is that?
Homestake adopted one in grants as well.
Mhm.
And we're researching to find, well, I hate to ask the vendor, so I'm trying to reach somebody at Homestake and find out ballpark price. Only because they had talked to one of the employees, and we are looking for that piece of equipment. Cause we have most of the shrubs and it would require very little.
Yeah.
And it might be worth us purchasing that. And that way we could do our own and with the attachments, all the other work that, that we end up doing. And I'm doing a little bit of reorganization again. And I will have somebody dedicated to parks and building maintenance and split recreation from that. So they have more time to give attention to that, because parks includes the medians. And building maintenance is not so high that it demands that.
It looks very nice. What type
What-
of soil did
yeah.
they use?
They didn't use soil.
What
They
is
dug
that?
out the soil that was
But
there.
what did they put in there?
What
Because
is
it's,
that stuff?
I don't know, Bill knows, because I know he was,
Is what
Yeah.
it looks
It's like.
He
yeah,
was
it's-
looking into
it's
that
very
for
clean
one of
looking.
the walking paths.
And they, cause they use the same,
Yeah.
stuff, you know,
They did the same thing.
Over
in
at
Grand.
It looks so
Yeah.
fine.
it does, it looks
So,
very nice,
Yeah. I'd love to see us be.
And,
get
and
on
the
our
gentleman
knees.
that I had spoken with before, Jesse Topher, I wanna say, I'm not pronounce it. Now when you call, there's a new message, there's somebody else that took over and Bill said that. At least that piece of it. And we tried Friday, we tried Thursday and nobody answers, not even at Linda's extension. So I don't know if maybe they were, I don't know, I'm gonna keep trying though,
Mhm.
so that we know where to go. But I think it would behoove us, we could get that piece of equipment. And because what we're doing now is digging with a backhoe, well, you know how much excess you're digging with,
Mhm.
I think we could do that.
The village has a bobcat anyway, don't they?
They have a bobcat, but they don't have a digger, and that's the biggest piece, cause they ran a hole in the water line.
Yeah.
And they're digging with a backhoe, and look at your
Oh,
backhoe
yeah.
bucket,
Those
as
small
compared
trenches,
to
like
it,
that,
yeah. So if we can get this, it's everything, and it's not, you don't ride in it, you push it.
So
I thought that was
they
neat.
walk behind it.
I wanted to go play,
Yeah.
but we are looking into it, so that we can make all of ours the same.
That would be
Cut
nice.
down on the
It-
maintenance
it
too,
would.
And it would cut,
You would have-
and they laid the black paper,
Right.
so if you keep on top of it, you should be all right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd stop all the weeds from coming up through.
Right.
The only ones you get would be the ones that blows in on the dirt. And that'd last several.
Now, I
years.
don't know when it starts blowing,
What's gonna happen.
what happens, and I don't know that it's gonna blow up, cause they said it
I
passed.
don't think. it
But
will.
if dirt is on it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I don't know. But we have to see. And the nursery, or the people that did this, did it knowing that, so I'm
Yeah.
sure something works.
That's what I was gonna say, you probably
maybe,
did it somewhere
maybe they
else.
can even, spray it a little if the weeds do start coming through.
It'd sure be nice to have that done, and then we wouldn't have to worry about the median so much.
Yeah, just a little maintenance on
Yeah,
them.
cause people come in and they complain about, one thing the weeds growing.
I heard it too.
Yeah, you keep hearing that, you
Yeah.
know.
And
I-
it wasn't but a month.
I
It was
know,
1 month,
I know.
and they were this high again, so they're out there, but
Right.
I
If
think,
we did have it taken care of, then we wouldn't have, the guys could concentrate on something else.
yeah, you're right, and we've added, you have to figure, we've added 2 parks, and we're in the process of another one, so that is big.
It is.
Although, we're gonna have to go to zero scale. I'm warning you, everybody that likes grass. We're gonna need to do that, we have a lot of work to do.
I have to do that in my home, if I get my water bill keeps going up. Yeah. So, no, I'm just kidding. I like zero skate. I like grass too, so.
Well, some communities now not only do that, any new building or construction has to be turfed. If you want it, it's gotta be artificial turf. And I would love that, I think our ordinance made reference to that, but we can't afford it. And so I'm trying to get to that, even if I do a little at a time,
That's
like the
okay.
projects, if I can do this field and this field, and then this field and this field, and it's sad, but at least it's a
Yeah.
field.
Mhm.
We have to bring it on a little at a time anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You,
yeah.
you do all this at once, then everybody be in an uproar over, I can't wash my car, and I can't water my
Yeah.
garden, and I can't do this. It's gotta come a little at a time.
Let's go back to the fiesta. Are we, Yvette said something about maybe the grass wouldn't be ready at Kearns, or?
I haven't looked at it, have you? He put plugs in,
Maybe?
and it was coming then they had another 45-foot piece that had frozen and cracked. I'll get with him this week, and if not, we can come back to Maribel, because we have to purchase the pumpkins anyway. But now we'll have to dig up the carrots unless we take them on a tractor ride to go look for a carrot. It's not, but you have to cross the highway to do that. That's not,
That's true.
it's not as easy as it,
Yeah.
but I'll get with Bill tomorrow and ask him, we need to know so we can make plans now, and we'll know that.
And we need to find out about basketball. And I guess I need to talk to Monica and Bill about if they're gonna use the school for the basketball, this year.
I think they almost have to.
Okay. And I just need to
But
know
I'll have
when we need to start, thinking about having our custodians watch to be sure the building's closed and.
I'll have her get with him.
And then there was the request of Mr. Lundstrom.
And we've told him we will facilitate that.
Yeah,
We will work around him, cause his is 2 days a week,
Yeah,
and the hours are somewhat earlier, so they can still work around him. We've told him we would do that.
Good.
That would be good.
Is he asking for 1 hour,
He's asking for
1 day a week, or?
2 days a week, like 4 to 6, in and out. Is what he's asking, and I think we can work around that. No weekends. Because that's what we had said anyway, we could encourage more, so I can tell him we would facilitate that. His big thing was, he wanted us to collect money, and I said, I'll collect it, but it goes in my coffers, and you have to ask me how you spend it. And I'm not gonna say you can't spend it, but it has to go through ours, so whatever regulations we have to go through, you have to go through. And he was okay with that. Otherwise, I can't take it. They're everywhere.
Something's flying.
They're everywhere. I was ready to make Esther get rid of all the plants in City Hall. She says, it's not the plants, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
ask me, it's the plants. We got rid of a bunch on this side. And they still didn't go away.
Yeah, it wasn't that I was going like that.
I do this all day. I'll be talking and I'll go.
Yeah, it's good timing.
Yeah.
I just hear itching here and
Yeah.
scratching there, and I figured that's what it
Mosquitoes
is.
are horrible.
Yeah, it's those little bugs.
Last night I had to go outside, so I grabbed a blanket and wrapped around everyone out. It was horrible. So, yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. Do you have anything that you want me to address? Give me an idea what I need to look for and I'll look for it.
as far as, I will do, it's all
I
online.
mean, I don't mind, I just
Yeah.
have no clue.
Yeah, but I'll work on it. It's, and it's.
I've
not-
never seen one. All I ever see is
You've
those
seen-
ones
you
the
prob-
Chinese
you
use at a
probably-
funeral that they
yeah.
put in the water.
You've probably
That's all I've
seen,
seen.
you've probably seen them on television ads before, for like automobile ads, I've seen them in ads off and on, but,
And I never paid
yeah,
attention.
well, I don't pay attention either, but, since I'm a bit of a fire bug, I always like interested in that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
before it's all over,
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna do kites. I know he will.
Do what,
That's okay. I'm gonna look that up because
Yeah,
it sounds,
just,
it sounds neat.
right, sky lanterns, Cisco sky lanterns, and they're used all over, and at first I was a little leery, but we lit some, back in New Year's Day, December. They just float off, you can watch them fly almost as high as the mesa.
But you know, right there where we are, if it's only a couple minutes, they won't go far enough to burn anything, cause it's pretty much a clear there.
Well, I always, be a little cautious.
I understand that, but, you know,
Anyway,
and my fire department is right there.
yeah. So that way we stay in good graces with the fire department, we have them tied where they can't get away.
Have an explosion
Besides,
every now and then.
Trustee burns down Milan would not be a good thing.
Were you there for the explosion that one?
all again.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yes.
saw the flash.
Boom.
I
Yep.
thought it was light.
You weren't there?
No, I wasn't
You
there.
should have heard it.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, the meteorite, at least the other night, was what I was
Oh,
talking
wow,
about.
that
I
was
didn't
crazy.
hear it, I saw one, not that night,
Yeah.
but we were in the mountains for Labor Day, and you should have seen the one that came down. I didn't hear it, but it was extremely bright.
Well, this was about 5:30 in the morning. There was a flash of bright light, and then it let out a big boom. And I
They
thought
said
it was
that.
thunder and lightning, but it was a meteor.
And Monday morning, did you see the sky over the Zoomies? Oh, it's beautiful. The cloud and then just a little bit of light. I took pictures of it. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I look out the window and I'm, what's that? And then my husband comes in and he says, look out the window. I said, I've already seen it. I got the camera and I was already going out the door. But that was really pretty Monday morning with the sky, so. That might have been after the boom, I don't know.
Yeah, this was about 5:30 in the
Oh,
morning.
it was right at 6 o'clock when I saw that in the sky, so. Okay, we're adjourned, right?
I guess, did you call a meeting, would you adjourn?
Yes.
Oh,